Good evening. Thousands of people have been evacuated from the city at the height of a major blaze on Hindley Street. Brenton Raglis is live at the scene. Brenton, is there any word on the cause of the fire?
Kate, a very good evening to you. No, fire cause investigators are still behind us here trying to sift through the smouldering building, trying to piece together what actually unfolded here in the city today. But what we do know is that the fire started in a car park basement area, often where homeless people are known to sleep. It started soon after midday and required a full response from the MFS, even calling on CFS volunteer firefighters further afield. Some 80 firefighters and 20 appliances, taking almost 3 hours to control the blaze. And sadly, 4 people taken to hospital with smoke inhalation. Reporter Alice Monfries begins our coverage.
As the blaze took hold in the heart of the city, just off Hindley Street, fire crews were scrambling to the scene. Mounting a desperate effort to battle the blaze both from above and on the ground.
By no means is it knocked down. We have multiple crews in VA, very difficult access.
At the same time, as witnesses stopped to film the events unfolding around them, police ordered the evacuation of nearby office buildings, shops and streets, worried not only about the danger presented by the fire itself, but also fearing the smoke drifting across the city was carrying asbestos particles.
Guys, we've got to move out the area. We've got a warning from asbestos. We've got an asbestos warning. Move out the area.
It's believed the fire erupted in a car park at the rear of the Leon Win Chung Martial Arts Academy just after midday, spreading through rubbish and mattresses used by homeless people, then into the building. An academy member forced to flee as the fire burned towards him, then rushing back to check a mate had made it out.
Busted through one of the old rooms, went through the window, opened the window to the training hall, called out, couldn't hear anything, couldn't see anyone.
Other shopkeepers watching on as fire crews battled to save them, some stunned by just how quickly the flames had spread.
I don't know how come so quickly it went up in big flames, and apparently now it seems like whole city is under the big smoke at the moment.
80 firefighters involved in the effort to control the fire, backup called in from across the city.
We've pulled virtually half of all of the firefighting appliances from Adelaide into this fire. So 6 of our 20 stations around Adelaide are currently being staffed by CFS volunteers.
At least 4 people had to be taken to hospital suffering smoke inhalation. The owner of the martial arts business had been driving to work and saw the smoke from a distance.
All the content is all finished and there's no insurance for it, so that is extremely hard.
Then watched 30 years of work go up in flames.
I've been there 30 years, suddenly all gone, so how do you feel? Not easy.
He says he'll rebuild.
Now, Alice Monfries has been following the story right throughout the day and joined us live now here in the city. And Alice, it caused absolute chaos right on lunch hour.
It did, Brenton, and still Hindley Street behind me here remains closed as investigations continue and because the area outside the martial arts building just isn't safe to enter. Now, when this blaze was at its height, the danger zone was even wider, forcing the urgent evacuation of thousands of people.
The smell of smoke and sound of sirens brought the city to a standstill, some people spilling into the streets, others watching from windows and balconies.
Oh yeah, it's a bit crazy, but can't really do anything.
Well, there's only a little bit of smoke here within 35 minutes, it's full.
At first was the fire, which had police keeping people at a distance. Then concerns of asbestos in the smoke heightened the alarm.
Just need you to move, please. Step back. Everyone move back.
Because there's asbestos in the air apparently, we're going to have to get you to leave the area.
Everyone should be evacuated because asbestos can do so much damage to everybody.
Businesses evacuated and restaurants emptied as thousands of neighbouring workers were forced to flee.
We just had a thumping on the door and told to get out of the building by some of the other residents.
The police came and told us to pack everything up and come across the road. I don't know how long it's going to be for.
Main city thoroughfares in lockdown. The major bus routes along Curry Street grinding to a halt.
Heard the fire engines and then you can smell the smoke. And then eventually the police came into the building and checked all the officers and made sure that everyone was evacuated.
Many seeking refuge from the haze wherever they could.
They're just worried about the asbestos in the air, getting everyone off the street.
Marilyn Tabanel sitting in the pub watching the raging fire get closer and closer to her business.
I'm a bit shattered. I don't know what happened. I don't know how to explain it because it's just unbelievable.
Most of the workers were allowed back into their buildings at around 4 o'clock this afternoon when Curry Street was also reopened to traffic. Jack Bacchetta, 9 News.
Now, Kate, while the fire is fully extinguished, it's still going to be a long night for MFS crews. So a little later in the bulletin, we'll hear directly from the MFS about what they still need to do to declare this area safe. Back to you.
Thank you, Brenton. We'll see you then.